Greetings, Envirothoners! Because we're not meeting in person this year, we put together a few videos to help you study for the Chester County Envirothon. We made some videos for you to use throughout Envirothon Week and throughout the rest of the year. Chester County Conservation District and Chester County Parks Plus Preservation have worked together to bring you these videos. Please note that these videos are made using funding from our Envirothon sponsors. So, thank you to our sponsors and partners for supporting us this year. Have you ever been walking through the forest and wondered how to identify trees, especially in the wintertime when there aren't any leaves? Isabel Croteau from Juniata College is an environmental science major, and she asked us if she can help us learn how to identify trees when they don't have any leaves. So she's going to give us some tips. The video creators are Michael Howard, Laura Schumacher, Isabel Croteau, and Jairus Warner.
Okay, hi everybody, my name is Isabel Croteau.
My name is Laura Schumacher.
My name is Jairus Warner.
Michael Howard.
We are here to help you study your trees for Envirothon. We made this PowerPoint that you can use as a key to help you identify a tree that's sitting in front of you, or you can use it to study for your competition. Here we have some vocabulary that will definitely be helpful to know because I believe we use some of it in some of our slides. And it's good to help identify some of the trees. So I'm going to go through and show you 3 trees that I was assigned to show you because they're all kind of similar, and it'll be easier if I just kind of show you what makes them different in the little ways that they are. So the 3 trees are American beech, an American elm, and American chestnut. All those 3 trees have broad leaves, which kind of okay. So they're broad leaves, and they kind of look like the normal leaves that you would see. And these are needles, so we're not going to focus on those. Broad leaves have 2 categories. They have simple and compound, which we'll get to later, but these are simple leaves. They just have the single leaves on a branch that you would normally see. And since we have the similar shaped leaves with all the 3 trees that we're going to talk about, we're going to use slide 9. So these 3 trees here are the ones we're talking about. They obviously all have the spear-shaped leaf. So here is how we can differentiate between them. The bark on them is all different. So the American beech tree has this smooth, light gray kind of bark. And then the American chestnut and the American elm have kind of more dark brown, and it's bumpy bark. Their leaves are also different. So the American elm has the kind of main points on the leaves, but it also has tiny spikes on those main points that you can see in this picture really well. The American beech and the American chestnut don't have these extra spikes, so they just have the main points on the leaf. Also, the American chestnut is a lot longer than American beech leaf would be. If you have the opportunity to see the fruits and nuts of these trees, they also might help see the difference between them. So American elm has the flat seed pods, kind of twist around in the air. American chestnuts have round nuts, and they have the spiky casings. And then the beech nut has 3 sides on the nut, and then also the spiky casing.
Okay, if you want to take us back to the beginning here.
I got it.
I'm going to be walking you through trying to identify the eastern pine. So we know that the eastern pine is an evergreen tree. And you can see that here, the evergreen needles are scales. So if you can take us to slide 14 there. Now we see here the needle structures of evergreen trees. So you come here and you differentiate between the tree. And we can see that an evergreen has 3 different structures. But for an eastern pine, we know that the needles are in clusters of 2 to 5. So we can see here on the left, it'll take us to slide 21. And it's fairly simple here for the evergreens, but you can see by the bark color and texture, it's a mature bark. is dark grayish brown with broad ridges and deep furrows. Furrows is one of the definitions that you guys should probably know. The leaf and needle arrangement, the size, shape, and texture and color. The evergreen needle is arranged in clusters of 5. They're densely crowded near the ends of horizontal branches. They're long, thin, soft, 3 to 6 inches long. They're a medium green. They're rather soft and brush-like compared to the other pines and stiffer needles, compared to like the cedar and the others. So that's pretty much how you walk through the evergreens. And I'll let it pass on to Laura then.
Okay, yeah, so if you can go to the beginning again, Izzy, please.
Got it.
So I am going to be showing you guys how to identify the white oak. All of the trees that I did, which was the sycamore tree, the tulip poplar, the white oak, and the, wait, did I say that one? Oh my gosh. So all of the trees that I did, which were the black walnut, the shagbark hickory, and the white ash, and the white oak, all of them have broadleaves, but specifically today I'm going to be showing you the white oak tree. So if you go from the broadleaf slide 4, you go to slide 4. Then if you see that leaves that seem to be attached, you will go to slide 20, which is the white oak. So for the white oak, you can see here that the leaves are alternate, which we talked about previously. And also the leaves are simple. Also looking at the diameter of them, you can see that they're around 7 to 10 inches rounded. They have finger-like lobes, as you can see. I don't know if you can point that out, Izzy. Like the finger-like lobes are very different than like other leaves, which helps to really like point them out differently from the other trees. And depending on the season, usually they're green. But I also liked to point out that the leaves do change color. And also the bark is more like textured and is not smooth. So that's how you would identify the white oak.
I'm going to help you differentiate between the northern red oak and the pin oak. So both of these trees have broad leaves. So you go to slide 4. And then once you figure that out, you'll be able to tell that the trees both have simple leaves rather than compound leaves. So it's just a single leaf connected. So once you know that, you'll look at the branch positioning. And you're able to find out that the trees have alternate leaves. So it's one on each side. They're not opposite from each other. So you'll go to slide 25. And here you're able to count the lobes on each of the leaves. So with the sassafras leaves have 3 lobes on each, but the oaks that we're looking at will have 7 to 11 different lobes on each leaf. So you go to slide 27 then. And here's where you're able to sort of differentiate between the 2 different oak leaves, which is the main difference between the trees. The pin oak has a more pointed V shape in between the leaf margins, and the red oak has a rounded shape in between the leaf margins. So that's sort of nice with the R's for round and red, and the P's for pointed and pin, to help you easily have a quick mind thinking tool to tell the difference between the 2 leaves. And then once you find out which leaf you have, you can either click on slide 29 for the red oak or slide 30 for the pin oak, and you can get more information to have a more distinct view of, be definite certain that that's the correct tree that you're identifying.